Welcome back, friends. We are building shopping cart part 2. Before moving forward, let's spend a little bit of a time to understand three kinds of operators which are related to division. One is the division itself, then is the floor division, and then we have the modulo. Let us try with some examples. What is the difference between these? In simple words, division is like a regular division. Floor division gives us the lower number of the quotient, lower whole number of the quotient, and modulo gives us the remainder. Best to understand all these things with examples. So let's just go to our Python console. Remember, if I did, let's say 7 divided by 2, indicated by this single forward slash, I get a 3.5 because 7 divided by 2 is indeed 3.5. 2 times 3.5 is 7, and hence I get a 3.5. Now, this is a floating point number. I can try 14 divided by 3. I get, say, 4.6667. Again, a floating point number. I could also do, for example, 14 divided by 2, in which case I'm going to get a 7.0. Always a floating point number. So division is a regular division indicated by a forward slash, returns me a floating point. Let's go to floor division. Now, floor division is given by two slashes, as we saw. Now 14 slash slash 2 is going to give me a 7 because, first of all, both are integers, and in this case 14 is completely divided by 7, so 7 is also the lower whole number of the quotient. If I take, for example, 15 slash slash 7, 15 slash slash 2, sorry, I get 7 again, and that's because 15 divided by 2 is actually 7.5. As we can see, 15 divided by 2 is, say, 7.5, and the lower whole number was 7. Now in this case it's 7 because both of these were integers. If I were to try 15.0, so floor division 2, I'm going to get 7.0. Remember, I told you earlier, floor division can return a float or an integer depending on the inputs. If any one of the inputs is a float, then you get back a float. What about modulo? Modulo is, in simple words, the remainder. So basically we have, for example, 15 modulo 2. Modulo is percentage, remember. So if I did this, I'm going to get a 1, and that's because 15 is 2 times 7 plus 1. So I'm going to get the remainder of 1. I can try any number. In fact, 15.0, let's say modulo 4. Again, I'm going to get 3 this time round. I actually get 3.0. That's because 15.0 was a float. So I get 3.0 because 15 really is 12 plus 3, which is 4 times 3 plus 3. So the remainder when I divide 15 by 4 is 3, and hence I get a 3. It becomes 3.0 because I gave 15.0. So in other words, modulo is the remainder. Um, Regular division is just a single slash. The double division lowers it down to the lowest, rounds it down to the lower whole number. Now, before I wrap this up, let us see some interpretations of this. We already saw that floor division gives us, for example, if I have to divide 7 boxes into 2 people, floor division is going to give me how many each one will get, assuming I cannot divide the boxes into, let's say, individual parts, like into half, for example. So I can't divide any box, split any box further. So I'm going to be able to give 3 boxes to, let's say, each of these people, and 1 will remain. Like I said earlier, 1 is basically the modulo because 7 modulo 2 is 1. That's the remainder when I divide 7 by 2. On the other hand, division is kind of assuming that yes, individual boxes could also be split. So for example, 7 divided by 2 is 3.5, and hence if I were to divide this into, say, 2 people, I could give, say, 3.5 boxes to one and 3.5 boxes to other one. Notice I have indicated box 7 by a half to kind of imply that it's been split into 2. So division is basically regular division going to give you a decimal place, which means a floating point, whereas floor division and modulo are a little bit different. I hope you found this useful. Take care. Thank you so much. Bye bye.